What up? That means we're reading The Coldest Winter Ever. What I need to know is why my internet is acting a fool. Okay, my internet acting a fool. Oh, okay. I didn't know if they was trying to pull the same shit that they be pulling on me. They just don't like me or something. There's Robo Bear. Okay, we in the house. Now we can start the show. Okay, Robo Bear in the house. We got our book together. Okay, so we ready to go. Wherever that fool was yesterday, you see my eyes? They're still teeny tiny. Okay, so get your life. So yeah, today we're reading The Coldest Winter Ever by the legendary Sister Souljah, which we're trying to hurry up and breeze through this so we could get off in the life after death. That's what we're trying to do. So hopefully the Care Bears got time and they could pull up and go through the book with the girl. Um, if you're coming in, please hit the like, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000, okay, before April. We're trying to get to 1,000 before April. And I hope y'all check out I made a video called how to make a good ass sandwich. So I hope y'all watch that. I got Bruh Man on cover. So I hope y'all check that out. I hope y'all can still see me, but I'm gonna go ahead and post the link while I'm talking. Go ahead and get in here and post that link. You like to act petty when you want to do something, and when you don't want to do nothing, it be going all crazy. So we about to get into this book. Um, Let me get that shareable link and put it off in what you call it. So in case y'all want to check it out, I think it's cute and to the point. Most of y'all probably like, I know how to make a sandwich. Meanwhile, your sandwich boosted in the mug while you using that white Wonder Bread. Mm, your sandwich weak sauce, bitch. But anyway, so we on chapter 10. We reading chapter 10 and 11. Okay. And where we left off at, I remember today. Where we left off is Winter had kicked it with the homies, okay? Um, she was kicking it with the homies. Well, not her homies, because Natalie ain't nobody's homie. But anyway, Natalie done came up messing with some ill young drug dealer, okay? And got her a Chanel suit because she blew up ever since Winter's birthday. So I don't know if y'all remember from the other chapters, Winter's birthday, which she pulled up in her mama's Mercedes and her mama got blasted with her selfish ass. Pulled up in the outfit that she was sporting for herself, meanwhile telling her mama she picked it out for her. Okay. Pulled up and the niggas started recording and like nigga, we live, it's time to represent and all that. And y'all on Instagram, y'all come on over to YouTube so you can hear the rest. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, so they was, partying up, having a good ass time. And they be having some janky ass what you call it? So me struggling with the what you call it. So the coldest winter ever, chapter 11 and 10. Nigga, who says that? 10 and 11. Okay. They gave me the plus sign symbols. I don't know why the fuck they would do that. So while I'm doing that, y'all make sure y'all come on in and hit that like. You hit that subscribe because, like I said, we're trying to get to a thou wow. Okay. And then I'm going to go on over to Real Talk and Healthy Food. and do the same damn thing, except I'm gonna be live longer on real talk and healthy food. So I could get the Care Bears over here so y'all could be on deck, and so we could get into this book one time, okay? So I'll be live longer on here. So where we left off, okay, so we went back, they kicked it. So remember, what's his name? Well, it was two dudes there. They started busting out the recorder. They was drinking champagne and Alizé and all that. And they was, in the jacuzzi having a good old time. Now, ever since then, Natalie, has blown up. But meanwhile, Winter was busy having her life destroyed, okay? Her mom got blasted in the face. The feds came and took everything out their house, froze the account, seized the money, seized all the property. Okay. Um, Took the kids to CPS. They looking for Winter, but Winter was playing the role and nobody snitched on her. And then eventually, down the line, what ended up happening? Oh, she was trying to kick it with Sterling. Sterling was being a buster with this big roly poly bitch. And he lied to her saying that oh, this my little cousin and she go to school and whoop de whoop. Meanwhile, his Chester ass had been fucking Winter the whole time. So Winter played a role and he had her all packed up, ready to go. And so kicked her to the curb. Um she didn't get no details on where Winter was staying, but she eventually ended up hitting up her girl Natalie, which really ain't her girl. But she ended up hitting her up, going back around the way to the hood, kicking it with the whole crew, Zakaya, Natalie, all the bitches from the around the way. They were smoking, drinking, whatever, right? And what's the old girl's name that she was kicking with? It's a girl named Simone. They was having a good ass time. They went to a concert and they found out that she was rocking some ill she was sporting an ill nigga, you know what I'm saying? And she felt some kind of way. Winter felt some kind of way about her partner finally coming up because Winter's always the one who's up, you know what I'm saying? But now like everything it fell apart. But the whole thing is the whole hood already know what's going on. And meanwhile, she trying to front like ain't shit going on when it's on the front page of all the newspapers. So she went to the concert. Well, her partner, I think it was Simone, because she's the one that's pregnant. They went got a ill outfit. She overspending per usual, $500 for an outfit. Where they do that at? Oh, my ex do that. Bitch, I would never. Now maybe on some heels and a bag, but not an outfit. Because the outfit ain't gonna last. The heels and bag last forever. But anyway, she spent it on that, and then they pulled up in a limo because can't nobody ever outdo Winter, and they went to the concert, and Winter was just like jocking Natalie Steez, like mad tough, like yo, like bitch, how you doing this shit like all like that, bitch. You copying my steez. Like, bitch, you don't know nothing about no Chanel suit, bitch. What you know about a fucking Chanel two-piece suit, bitch? And so uh they ended up going all the whole crew, you know what I'm saying, which I had a total flashback. But the whole crew went down to the diner and this nigga up there with some, a couple baddies and with her little crew. She ended up going to the bathroom, getting her little lipstick together. So I thought of the cover last time when she said she wanted to touch up her red lipstick. It ain't nothing like no red lipstick, especially when it's your red. So she went in there and she had her Donna Karen, not DKNY bitch, Donna Karen, okay? Because DKNY be at all the stores. Donna Karen cost a coin, okay? Bet y'all didn't know that, but I did. So anyway, so she got her little Donna Karen and shit. So she's coming out the bathroom and whatnot. This fool, Natalie's boo, her new boo, that she cause she done bubbled off the sex tape. Is in on the payphone. Y'all know nothing about no payphone. So he on the payphone, and I feel like that was suspicious, but let me not get too deep. So of course he tried to holler at um Winter because she's a little baddie, and she was like, I can't do that. That's my girl. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he started talking money talk to her and really trying to get at her, you know. And the girl cracked me up and said her nipples got hard, bitch, when he started talking that money shit. I feel you on that, Winter. I feel you. So, but she didn't go for it. But he was like, come on, like, you ill, I'm ill. Your father was the illest. She like, what you know about my father? La la la. So she synced it as a business opportunity. Okay, so she thought this nigga would put her on. Bitch, niggas don't be putting bitches on. You already got to be selling drugs. Okay, they gonna put you on the track or something. So anyway, so girl, they get back to the table. Natalie pop off because she already knew what time it was. So Natalie's like, "Oh, you hating ass bitch, bitch, you a dirty ass dog, you dog hoe ass trick ass hoe ass bitch, right?" And she was like, yo, nigga was trying to get at me, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know I'm ill, bitch. Yo, broke ass, so nothing about no Chanel. And so Natalie busted her out. Like, bitch, you homeless. Your father in jail. Your mama a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? You over here trying to act like ain't nothing. Like, it ain't nothing. But, bitch, you a whole homeless ass bum. While you sitting up here trying to play games. I knew you was a trifling ass bitch. And then the nigga was like, I was on the payphone because I didn't want to distract my celly. Woo, 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 woo. So Natalie was just like, bitch, when I see you, it's on. I'm you catching these paws, bitch, when I see you. And that Winter like, whatever, bitch, woo, 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 woo. So Simone Lee with Winter, you know what I'm saying? They get back in the limo and whatnot. Meanwhile, while the nigga holding Natalie, trying to calm her down, why the fuck he finished giving Winter his fucking number, bitch, trife. So he was like 555, and then that's when Natalie was like, "Oh, you hoe ass trick ass bitch," right? And so when he was hugging her, you know what I'm saying? He was like 4327, like, oh, bitch. So boom, they get back somewhere, and they was kicking it or whatnot. She ended up getting up with the dude, and he pulled up in some ill lime green something or another, which I thought was low key kind of tacky, but whatever. You know how country niggas is; they like that bright shit. And so he was like, you know, he was really trying to get at her, like he was really trying to get at her, like he was really trying to fucks with her, and she was trying to get her money up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know about this. I was raised around it. What's good? And then the nigga was like, how much you got? She was like, $2,500. That nigga started laughing at her. And she was grouchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck you just gonna laugh at my little 2,000 little dollars? He's like, bitch, what you want to do? Be on the block selling rocks like it's 85? Like, bitch, what? No. He was like, no, I was really trying to get with you because you classy based. In my head, if she was playing the cards right, she could have came up different, but she don't know nothing about that. You feel me? So anyway, she was just like put me on, la 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 la, and then girl, he was like, so the conversation got a little heated, and he was like, oh yeah, you want me to kick it to you raw? You want me to kick it to you gutter like I'm talking to my niggas or something? All right, check one, two. The only reason why I'm fucking with your partner because she sucked my dick like ain't no other hoe sucked my dick. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, because there must have been something else on that video. We only got a preview, this pay-per-view. So So he was like, he was, I mean, he went into ill details. She go all the way down to the bottom and make room for the balls too, is what he said. Not what I said. That's what he said. She go to the bottom and got room for the balls. So then, so that's why he was fucking with her. That he was like, any bitch suck my dick like that, gonna get me a Chanel bag. So Winter was like, oh, bitch, you think I'm gonna be sucking your dick? Nigga, fuck, you ain't know who I am. I'm Winter motherfucking Santiago, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? You about to put me on? So then he was like, he started going into like, oh, well, I know nobody else to her suck my dick like that except a nigga. Them crackhead niggas' jaws are stronger. So she was like, nigga, what? You let niggas suck your dick? And he was like, yep, hella like it didn't make him gay or something. You know what I'm saying? What up though? I'm glad you pulled up. So I'm just catching everybody up. And she was just like, oh no, I could never fuck with no suspect ass nigga who's just letting crackheads suck your dick and shit. Like, that's what's up. Like, the fuck? So she was like, I'm gonna just keep him on the back burner until I could figure out my next moves because I'm fucked up, right? So she went back to her auntie's house. She finally went to her Aunt B's house, the one that her father had set up at the first place. And yes, girl, gay, girl, and do you, but don't do you with me. Do you alone, okay? So that part, girl. So she went to her Aunt B's house where her father had set that up. And she was just like, I need some money. We broke. Everybody locked. Like, what's good? Why you holding out? Meanwhile, Winter got $2,500, but Winter trying to come up. So Winter, her strategy was like, I ain't finna give you no dough because I don't want you to be expecting that shit. But she didn't say that to her. This is what she thinking. So I forgot to mention that part. So after she came back from the party, she went back to her Amy's house, right? Girl, she get in the shower, trying to forget about the gay nigga, trying to forget about Natalie, trying to forget about all the fuck shit that's going on. Well, her auntie is yelling, talking about some Natalie calling and hanging up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, girl. I be trying to look like something. Well, Natalie kept calling and hanging up, and her auntie said the only reason why a bitch gonna keep calling the phone and hanging up is it got to be about a man. What's up, cuz? It's got to be about a nigga. That's the only reason why a bitch will be playing on somebody's phone. So she was just like, just tell him I ain't here. Just tell him I ain't here. So, girl, she get out the shower, all her dust gone. She pinned her money to her bra. She went to go fill her bra, so she started fucking shit up looking for her $2,000. She had like $2,500. Her auntie done took. I know her auntie took that money with her trapping ass, right? Girl, the same time, simultaneously, right? She butt naked, fresh out the shower, looking for her money. At the same time, CPS showed up, girl. CPS showed up for her because, mind you, while she living this grown woman ass lifestyle, she only 17. So now she's a ward of the state. And so went to convince the people, like, can I just talk to my auntie one time? Whoopty woo woo woo. And that's when she broke down, like, you gonna call the law on the nigga? Like, you don't call the law on the nigga? Like, you gonna take my money, bitch? You gonna call the law? And then she bombed on it. Boom, bing, bow, 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 wow. And then the security came and hawked her up and took her off to the fucking uh house of success. Damn. So she done got hawked up, mama a crackhead, father in fucking prison forever. We done found out her father got another bitch. And a little brother. She got a little brother, Ricky Santiago Jr. Okay, you know how these niggas be. You having whole families on the whole other side of town, and Listen, girl, when I be talking about this shit, let me have my little flashback. You gotta let me have it. That's why I told that nigga. I know you got bitches all over the city. As long as them hoes ain't fucking up my dreams, you and I are straight. Soon as that bitch come disrespecting, you got a problem, sir. So let's get off in chapter 10. But her mama wasn't strong like that because we gotta remember Winter's mother had her when she was 14 years old. Okay. So we don't know which I don't know if the life after death book goes into it. But we don't know how her mama was raised up. We don't know how Santiago was raised up. We don't know how her parents came up. They were mad young, getting dumb money. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have the parenting skills that a lot of us had when we was growing up. So her mother was more like her friend than her mama, and that ended up being her daughter's problem. You see what I'm saying? Winter didn't look at her mother like a mother. Winter treated her mother like a friend. So that's why we can't be being these kids partners all like that. We gotta regulate when it's time to regulate, so they know they role in case some ill shit go down. You know what I'm saying? So let's get off into chapter 10. I done got y'all caught up. Y'all fools on Instagram. Y'all got to come to the YouTube. Real Talk Healthy Food. See you in a minute. Boom. So chapter 10, y'all. She's out the house of success. Mm-mm. Let's see what happens. I'm ready, girl. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Okay. So the House of Success was a group home for teenage girls 13 to 18. Don't ask me how or why they picked that name. As far as I was concerned, it was a joke like everything else. This building was set up like a house. Somehow, somebody thought they would take a whole bunch of anonymous females, put them in a building set up like a house, and have them pretend like they was family. There were four girls in each big room. There were about 10 big rooms. There were two kitchens and one big ass living room that doubled as a recreation room. There were offices where people were in charge did whatever they were pretending to do. Across from the offices were a set of small rooms that some counselors and personnel slept in, and they did the overnight shift. I was in one of those places before too. She said, "You feel like winter." She said, "House of Success." Let's see. Mm, girl, let's see. Because I want to know. I want to know. I want to know what's going down. Okay, let me put this on the what you call it. And ain't gonna take nothing but a minute. And we about to get off in this house of success. Chapter 10 and 11. And I ain't gonna be messing with y'all all night either because I gotta go for a walk. No. Well, let me post this up. Benjamin Graham. Oh, that's the party we was at the other day. He got some good shots. Or was this another party? We went to a stripper party at my sister's job. And she's a professional chef. So yeah. So it was a good time. I fell asleep though. I was bored. Them shake dancer days is over for me. Wonder who she gonna meet. Right? Probably Sister Souljah. I don't know. Um, La 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 la. So they could pretend. So she said it was one big ass living room that doubled as a recreation room, in the offices where people in charge did what they pretended to do, and then across from the offices were a set of small rooms that some counselors and personnel slept when they did the overnight shift. This was minimum security where a girl had to follow certain rules and would somehow be rewarded with little freedoms. As Miss Griswoldy put it, for the next 30 days, you will be evaluated. If you are not deemed to be violent or suffering from a learning disorder or illness, you will be treated like a young adult with adult responsibilities. So the deal was I had to be on lockup, meaning I couldn't leave or come and go as I pleased. I had to stay within the facility for 30 days while they decided if I was ready for the world. I wasn't scared. Santiago raised me to be strong. I'll admit, I had all those fucked up scenes in my head from the movies, like some squad of bush women dragging me out of my bed, fucking me in the bathroom, and shoving a broomstick up my coochie. This girl crazy. But I would fight anybody. I had to before. I wouldn't let them get me down. They have to kill me before I let some chicks eat my pussy or make me look theirs. All that shit was dead. Winter said, "Bitch, I'm strictly dickly around this time." Okay. The House of Success wasn't like the movies though. In the room I was assigned to, I met all kinds. First, there was this girl from Haiti. The only thing I could say about her is that she was the greasiest person I ever saw. She had a dogged out, uneven jerry curl with all the grease activator and gel that comes with it. She had the jerry curl grease colliding with the Vaseline on her face. Okay, forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. This ain't funny, but it's funny, okay? She had greasy lotions for her hands and feet, and in general, always looked wet. Her name was Claudette. There was no worse nightmare than the clothes she wore. It looked like she picked a year from the past, let's say 1975, and decided all her clothes would come from that time. To make it worse, she just said, fuck the color scheme. I'll wear a purple shirt with green gauchos, with a yellow hat, with a big pink flower on it. And I'll top this shit off with some wooden platform open toe shoes so I could show off my big maroon bunion. Oh my God. Needless to say, Claudette mostly stayed to herself. The only time I seen her chilling with the other girls in the house. Why Winter got hot ones like that? Is if they chipped in and bought her a cheap Walkman for her birthday. She was ridiculously happy. They claimed the only reason they bought it was because Claudette played some old fucked up Christian radio station with gospel music and a loud, wacky, screaming preacher on the AM dial. They couldn't hear. They couldn't take hearing it no more. So they got her the radio with the headphones. Lachey was a trip. She was kind of chubby with a cute face. She was one of those girls who decided that she didn't care if her body was a size 16. She was still going to wear size 11 clothes. She had big hips, a big booty, and a waist that was small compared to the rest of her butt. Oh my God, that was me as a teenager. And you couldn't tell her she was fat though. The way she figured it, if the hips 40 inches and the waist 36 and the titties 40, that's a perfect hourglass shape. It is though. She wore halter tops when it obviously should have been a crime. She wore Daisy Duke shorts and shoes that laid to the side, heels that were begging for forgiveness with every step she took. Her things was the boys, who, if you let her tell it, all were in love with her. She had damn near every issue of Word Up magazine with all her favorite pictures of rap stars glued to the wall in a raggedy collage. Winter's a hater. I had a raggedy collage too. I had Bone Thugs on this wall. I had Tupac on that wall and Immature on the longest wall because I used to. Anyway, she was the show off type. It was more like she was a comedian to me. Because how you gonna show off and bust the shoes and clothes you bought from some Indian at a candy stand in the train station? Winter, stop. Rashida was into her own little world. She was pretty, but it didn't count. She never made it work for her. She wore her hair back in a ponytail all the time, every day. She had no flavor about cuts, wraps, twists, nothing. No style. She had a cute little figure, but kept it covered up like it was on punishment or something. She had the nerve to, in this day and time, wear dingy no name kicks on her feet. You know the ones they sell in the supermarket for $4. She didn't decorate her side of the room at all. If you look over there, it was plain. Period. She was extra clean and tidy. All she did was read. She didn't even watch television unless it was the gloomy ass news. Oh man, she sounds like me right now. Boring. All that bitch wears braids and black. She don't even do nothing to the big ass eyebrows. But I'll give it to her. Her nails stay on fleek though. Yes, bitch. Noni was the girl whose bed I got. She was transferred to another room. The girl said Noni smoked cigarettes like a smokestack, even though there was no smoking allowed. She had taken a roll of string, made a line and a curtain around her bed out of a sheet. It didn't matter, they said, because the smoke kept stinking up the room anyway. They said she had a nervous problem, was molested by her stepdad and beaten by her mother. Oh, smoking made her feel good, and she would kick any ass who tried to take her cigarettes or report her. They said the counselors who did the overnight just let her keep smoking because it was easier to be Noni's friend than her enemy. As a consequence, other girls just followed her lead and lit up too. When one girl in the other room turned 18, she was released and had to go and make it on her own. When her bed got free, they put Noni in there because there was three more smokers in that room. I got her bed and ended up with Claudette, Lachey, and Rashida. Uh, my first week was crazy. They took me into the office for an interview with my newly assigned social worker. Her name was Kathy Johnson. As soon as I got in the room, I peeked her. She had her hair pulled back in a neat sweep. Her perm needed a serious touch up. I could see she tried hard to lay the naps down with some gel that was turning white and flaky. She did her own nails, but believe me, she was the type who was too lazy to take off the old layer of polish. So she just piled the new layer on top so it didn't lay smooth on her nails. Ew, I hate that. That's gross. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be relating to that, but bitch, no, take that nasty shit off. On her feet were some pleather knockoffs, the kind that you flip them over and had a stamp on the bottom that made man-made uppers. Her pantsuit was J.C. Penney's or Sears, definitely polyester or rayon. I'm gonna need Winter to stop reading these bitches in her head, okay? Come in, Winter, have a seat, she said, like I needed her help. She pushed the manila file open and flipped through some papers. I checked her left hand. No engagement ring, no wedding ring, nothing. On the wall, she had some kind of degree from Fordham University. All right, Sister Kathy. Winter, where do you go to school? She asked. I used to go to Half Hollow High in Long Island. Then what happened? She asked. What's the sense in having all those papers in the folder if you about me if you're gonna ask me what you already know? Okay, Winter, did you drop out? Did you register at another school after Long Island? And how do you plan to finish your education? These are the type of things that I need to find out from you. I gave her answers, short ones. No sense in getting all involved when she was a walking, talking example of what education amounted to. What was I supposed to do? Struggle? Be like her? Pay some big school, big money, so I would get a little job in some little place making itty bitty bit of cash? What do I get to hang a stupid ass degree in my little office where I don't make enough though to get a regular manicure, pedicure, or perm. Girl, hold on, I gotta answer this. Hey, Miss Gloria, what's up? I'm live, Miss Gloria.
Okay, I got do you want these sprinkles? I got sprinkles and soap out in my house.
Yes,
Come outside.
I gotta come out tomorrow. I'm in the middle of my greeting group, Miss Gloria.
I get my car 'cause
Okay.
my so my passengers I they stole it.
Can somebody bring it in or something?
What do you want?
The laundry soap.
I mean,
Let's see. One, two,
sprinkles.
two sprinkles, two laundry soaps. Yeah, 2 games, 2 games. Sorry, I'm reading my comments. Grego's going, okay, work. Thank you so much, Miss Glory. Do you want me to cash app you? Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. All right. Miss Gloria be looking out for your girl who, let me tell you, my laundry soap is on deck. Don't tell nobody. But I got like 10 of them hoes. And then you know them little sprinkles, bitch. I got like, it's about to be 10. You gotta get them while you can while they're $5, okay? That's why I love living in the hood, okay? So let's get back to Winter reading every bitch that comes across her eyes, okay? She said, so what do I get to hang a stupid ass degree up in my little office where I don't make enough dough to get a regular manicure, pedicure, or perm? I should be interviewing her, asking her what's her problem. Mm-mm. You're allergic to, and that's probably why my eczema won't go away. But I love that smell, so eczema loses. She asked me about my sisters, who, for the most part, I had to put out of my mind. She asked me about my mother and father and every nosy thing she could nose around in. And at each time I gave her any answer that popped in my head. She asked me, could I read and write? I told her, of course, and I can talk too. After 2 hours, I was leaving her office. I asked, how do I get money in here? As she explained it, I got $60 a week. The institution got $800 per month per child. The $60 a week represented my spending money after the institution paid its expenses. What expenses? We take care of everything else you would need, Winter. We purchase the food, clothes, shelter, etc. You mean to tell me you bought those clothes all the girls is wearing? No, not exactly. There's a voucher system. Your social worker, that's me, she said proudly, will accompany you once every 2 months or 3 months to get what you need. You're going to help me shop? I repeated and laughed. Miss Johnson said, you know, if you don't follow the rules in here, you forfeit all of your privileges. That includes nights out, weekend passes, and your weekly stipend. Stipend, your money. You know, Winter, you're one of the older girls around here. Most of the 16 and 17-year-old girls get after school jobs. You're not going to be here long. I suggest you focus on making specific plans for your future. I'm here to help you in any way I can. After a box lunch, I saw the institutional psychiatrist. She was a nut. She asked me all kinds of questions about my mother and father. Did my father touch me? Did I ever want to have sex with him? Did my mother ever beat me? No matter how many times I told her ass no, she would put the question in another way, but still ask the same shit. She asked me dumb things like, how did I feel when they took my sisters away? She might as well have asked me, is a burning building hot? She asked me about my relationship with my friends and men. I looked at her like, lady, do you really think your old ass is going to sit here and have girl talk? To entertain myself, I started making things up. I break out in a rash when I'm in the room with more than two people. I'm a virgin and would like to be one until I'm 30. I masturbate to the sound of the washing machine. I was cracking myself up. She was sitting there with a long yellow pad, actually trying to come up with an explanation for all the gobbledygook I was giving her. New York is crazy as shit right now. Do you hear this? More tests, reading and math. If they found out anything, it's that I can read, write, and count. As Santiago would say, everything else is just extra unnecessary. Damn, her father had her slipping. I met with the birth control lady who really wanted to get personal because they knew she was lying. I wouldn't tell her nothing, but I did take sample foam sponges and those free condoms, even though there were no men in the house. I figured when they loosen up on me, I could have them just in case. At night, most of the girls were gone. They got evening passes, which allowed you to leave until 11 p.m. Some had jobs to go to, others had free time. If you came in after 11 and missed curfew, you forfeited your passes for the rest of the week. If you were late 3 times in 30 days, you permanently lost your evening opportunities. I was stuck inside with the girls on punishment, the newcomers who had to be evaluated like me, and the uniformed ladies who guarded the door, registering girls in and out. Laying on my bed, I put together a list of things I needed. Top of my list was a lock. I needed to lock up my suitcase before somebody pulled out one of pull an Aunt B on me and try to lift some of my clothes. I had already decided if anybody put their hands on my stuff, we go head up. After I got my list together, I sat and thought the challenge for me now would be making something out of nothing. How to make money when I had no money to start with. That little girl needs to take her little hot ass to school some damn where. Then I was hit with a brilliant idea. I jumped up from my cot and walked up to the bedroom across the hall. No need. Let me borrow $1. I need to make a couple of calls. When am I gonna get it back? Friday. All right, I'll lend you $1 one time. If Friday comes and I don't see you or my dollar, your credit is dead and don't ask me for shit no more. Cool, I responded. Got 4 quarters and waited on this shit Ginger to get off the payphone. Y'all know nothing about no payphone. Simone, what's up, girl? I got a deal for you. You got any money? Yeah, I got a little something. I heard you were in some trouble. Nah, I ain't in no trouble. At least nothing I can't handle. Listen, I got a list of shit I want you to pick up for me. It'll run you about 200. Simone laughed. It ain't gonna cost me nothing. All the better, I said. I read the list, told her to pack everything in a box. I'll call you back Friday morning. You'll meet my girl. Give the box to her. I'll pay you for the stuff on Sunday night. I figured there were 40 girls in here, including me. Every one of them had $60 a week. At least some had jobs. That meant altogether the girls in the House of Success took in a minimum of 2,400 per week. I know that's what you see how smart she is. Um, there was no way I was going to be standing around in some polyester McDonald's suit saying, "May I help you? Would you like a Coke with your fries?" Who, not me, girl. I worked everywhere. I've been working since I was 15. Bitch, I'm tired. Anyway, I would set up shop here and provide everybody with what they needed. I would even help them understand what they needed. I was locked in for 3 more weeks. That was 3 Fridays, which meant at best there was a maximum intake of 7,200. All I need is 5,000 for myself. When I got when I got my evening privileges, I'd invest my money in the streets, triple it at least, and get my own place, loot and life. I might as well have Simone for a partner because she understood business and wasn't a gossip like Natalie. Plus, she was going to have a baby soon and would need my help as well. We get paid together. I spent every day up until Friday getting to know the girls in the house. It wasn't hard. Every day I would get up, do my hair in a different fly style, and rock my clothes like I was going out on a real special day. Only thing was, I really wasn't going anywhere, and everybody knew it. The girls watched me and asked me how I did my hair in a certain style, how I manicured my nails, pedicured my own toes, and where I got my clothes and shoes from. I gave them answers. After a while, they started asking questions about me. Who who am I and my background? Eventually, they started telling me about their lives. They liked my stories better though, because theirs were mostly hard luck stories. I told them about the big birthday party Santiago gave me on my fifth birthday. It was in a ballroom at a local hotel. Santiago filled the room up with 500 balloons, 100 for every year I would have been alive. All the little kids. Santiago loves his little winter. All the kids from the block came. I got my first party dress, the kind you wouldn't want to get caught dead in when you're 13, but were delighted with when you were 5. Ooh, I had one of those with the ruffle socks. I had Gucci patent leather loafers and white lace stockings. We took family photos together, and Santiago gave me a charm bracelet with a 24 karat gold elephant. Every year until I was 12, he gave me a new gold animal. When I turned 13, I turned the charm bracelet into a necklace. I didn't wear it because by the time I had even better stuff, but I treasured it. Of course, they asked where all the stuff was, and I lied and told them in the storage until my parents worked out the situation. I found out which girls had jobs and which didn't, who had extra money and what kind of taste they had. All the while I was talking, my mind was organizing what kind of stuff I could sell, what type of services I could perform, what type of prices I could charge, and how much I could expect to accumulate over the first couple of weeks. Friday, when Lachey was leaving on a weekend pass, I told her to meet Simone in the local pizza shop to pick up the box she was delivering for me. First thing I did was pull out my rock and chain from my suitcase that I had been. Can you just leave it right there? I'm coming. Okay. Thank you, Greco. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just 1 second. Hey, Hellcat. You're looking cute. All right, y'all. So she's like, I'm about to get paid. And how much I expect to accumulate over the first couple of weeks. Friday, when Lachey was leaving on weekend pass, I told her to meet Simone at the local pizza shop to pick up the box she was delivering to me. First thing I did was pull out my lock and chain from my suitcase that I had been guarding with my life since my arrival. I put all of my new stuff inside and locked and chained it up. I organized the magazines I had asked for on my desk and I officially opened up shop. My first customer, the person I volunteered to be my best customer, was Claudette. I figured if I could fix her up, make her pay for it, she'll be a good example of what my work was worth. I also found out that Claudette never spent her money. She was 17 years old, worked on weekdays, and sent $150 a month to that wacky preacher she listened to. She stashed the rest. Okay, so here go Winter working her game. Right. Um, Claudette, you got a boyfriend? No. Oh, I guess you can't have a boyfriend because you're Christian. No, I can't have a boyfriend. There are just some things we can do, some things we can't. So what happened? You meet a nice guy and he finds out you ain't gonna give him some, so he breaks out? No, we don't even get that far. I like a guy, he doesn't like me. That's it. I know what you need. What do I need, Winter? I'm sure that you seem to know so much. If I show you what you need and give you what you need, it's gonna cost you. Oh no, I don't want to spend any money. That's right, Claudette. But after I hook you up, you will meet any man you want to meet. Your whole life will change. You give me, you give money to your preacher, right? Oh yeah, that's different. But he doesn't do anything for you. You don't know that he makes me feel good, better every day. But I can make you feel better than he can. And once I show you, you could do it for yourself. All right, let's make a deal. I'll fix you up. If you like what you see, you pay me. If you don't owe me nothing. Okay. I handed her a stack of magazines, told her to flip through and tell me what she wanted to look like. I talked Claudette's ear off, got her hyped on change. When I had her sitting in the chair ready for a new cut, I could have cried with laughter. The only thing I knew about cutting hair was what a good haircut was supposed to look like when it was done and whatever I had peeped from Earlene's. What made me calm though was there was no way for me to fuck up. Claudette's hair was any more than I couldn't fuck Claudette's hair up more than it already was. So I started cutting until she was damn near bald. The way I figured it needed Winter is fucked up. The way I figured she needed to start all over again. I gave her finger waves. If I say so myself, it looked fly. I gave her a facial, unclogged all the Vaseline, that cheap $1 drugstore makeup she wore. I busted out my nail kit, gave her tips, a French manicure and pedicure. I made her take off that red skirt and tube socks and sandals and told her that because I liked her, I would let her take a quick look in my suitcase. I unlocked and unchained it carefully to make her fully understand that she was about to enjoy a special privilege. From now on, I told her she could order her clothes from me. Let's just take it slow, I told her. She selected one of my designer dresses. When she glanced in the mirror, saw the French manicure, finger waves, natural face, and quality MAC lipstick, and the Donna Karen dress, she smiled at herself, turned to the left and right, front and back. From what I could tell, she was stuck in the state of shock. Now try these on, I said. I took a pair of shoes out of my shoebox that I kept them packed in. They were one size too small for her, but she got the concept. Now, Claudette, I said, holding her face between my hands, making her look me dead in the eye. I have to take my dress and shoes back. But look at yourself and know that you could look like this if you let me help you. Your life will change. How much? Claudette said. For the face, hair, nails, and feet? Yeah, and the dress. Oh, you can't afford this dress. It's mine. But I could show you something just as nice. I'll show you my catalog later tonight. You pick and pay, and we'll be in business. How do you know I can't afford the dress? Claudette said with a funny air. Oh, she was like, how do you know I can't afford the dress? Even if you could, which I doubt, you can't have it. It's a designer exclusive. I lied just to gas her up. They only made a few of these, but you can get something almost as nice. Let me work on finding the right thing for you. I charged her $60. She paid me. I watched as she got the extra switch in her wall. For another 60, I convinced her to buy a pair of my jeans and a blouse. Shit, I got from the Banana Republic. I talked to her about toning down her clothes. All in all, I made a permanent customer. That week, two in the House of Success. Hold on, wait a minute. I think I skipped a word. That was week two in the House of Success, and I already had $120 plus my $60 stipend. Once Claudette spread the word, not through talking because she was kind of shy, but just by being different from the fresh off the boat girl she used to be, I was going to rake in the dough. Things took off quickly. I had what everybody needed at better prices that they could get themselves. Everybody was happy. I organized all the fashion from the magazines into a catalog, put numbers on the items and the whole shit. I let people in the house order their clothes from me. I let Simone boost them and sell them to me for a small price. I resold them to the girls for half of what the store would charge. Lachey was my unsuspecting runner, which put money in her pocket. She got to meet Simone, pick up the stuff for me, deliver it to me, and drop it off whatever I wanted. I had a cut rate. I had cut rate cartons of cigarettes for Noni, wholesale candy for Lachey, clothes, hairdos, fingernails, pedicures, and fashion tips for whoever needed it. I had beer and joints at the right time on the down low, on the down low. She opened up shop. Um, Depending on what was going on with Simone, I had things as big as cellular phones and CD players available. At the end of 21 days, I had $2,500 in my pocket, and I had never left my room. Kathy Johnson, my social worker, recommended I finish school. I disagreed and told her to make arrangements for me to drop out. To keep things cool, I agreed to take my GED exam so I could get that bullshit equivalency. I even agreed. I hate that they put the GED and the high school diplomas together because, bitch, I was in that school every day. It ain't equivalent, bitch. I even agreed to look for a job, which I wasn't really going to do. The other girls in the house put me up on the scam. All I had to do was fill out a form weekly saying I looked for a job and where I looked for the job. I could get real company names and addresses from the want ads, complete the forms, turn it in, and qualified as having looked for work. Work that, as far as I was concerned, I would never find because I already had a more profitable hustle going. Miss Johnson threatened to sign me up for all kinds of technical and business schools like I would want to be some kind of refrigerator repairman or some crazy shit like that. The psychiatrist recommended me attend weekly psychiatric sessions, labeled me some kind of sociopath or something like that, or 100%, because I told her all those kooky stories that she was educated enough, or I should say dumb enough to believe me. She recommended that once I got my privileges, I should go visit my little sisters and that the whole family go to counseling. I had a better plan. I believe you see people when you have something to say and something to offer, and I was still working on it. What was the sense in seeing my sisters when I couldn't do shit for them? They start talking about they want to come home with me. What would I do then? Move them from one shelter to another shelter for teenage girls? People always seem to have stupid suggestions. On my first free day, I hooked up with Simone. We talked regularly on the phone, but only about business because time was limited. There was only one phone on my floor, and everyone wanted to use it. Man, but on the real, Winter's a whole businesswoman. Like, for real, somebody should have really, like, guided her with her already, with the talents that she got, but she lied too much, so can't nobody help her. I'm about to fall out. Sorry. It was limited. There was only one phone on my floor, and everyone wanted to use it. No sense in hogging the phone and pissing off my customers. Simone seemed real happy to actually see me. We met at a pizza spot. She updated me on Brooklyn, and Natalie and Will were still together. Natalie hated me. Natalie hated me and had told all my personal business to everyone. My mom's had sunk into an all-time low, had been seen wearing full body cat suits. You know, the $2 leggings with the bodysuit attached with no panties underneath. Her head was still bald, face still twisted, and body still on crack. Of course, Simone didn't word it that way, but let's cut through the bullshit. I'm smart. Word on the street was Santiago ain't never getting out. Aunt B was screwing for my money. Oh, Aunt B was screwing for money, so she was a hoe now. My whole family had individual hustles going on, and in general, shit was tight. On the side, Simone added that she had fixed up the room in her apartment for the baby. She had a new crib, blankets, toys, the works. Everything was pink. I told her it was dumb because what if she had what if the baby was a boy? She had a sonogram, she said, and was sure it was a girl. So everything was in perfect order. She said she was 7 months pregnant now and getting tired all the time. She wanted me to know that she had put some money aside for the baby and she would need to slow down for the eighth and ninth month. Now, I was no dummy, so I caught the signal. My plans had to kick in as soon as possible. If she was going to slow down, that would affect the chain of cash flow we had going. Let's face it, she was a booster. I wasn't. She had the know how and the connect. I didn't. To tell the truth, I wasn't even interested in being a booster as long as I could make what Simone was already deep into work for me. Simone, I want to make an investment. What kind of investment? Crack. That ain't my area, Winter. You know that. You know I have a weed connect, but it's out in Brooklyn, back around the way. No, fuck that. One of them base heads going. Once them base heads get going, they completely loyal customers. I need to at least triple my money so I can make moves. Um, I got a guy I could talk to, a cousin uptown. He's real tight with his shit though. He might even have a conversation with me. He be acting like he don't want to be doing what he doing when everybody know what he doing. Winter, I don't know about getting into that shit. When you get caught, you do time, hard time. She hesitated, lowered her eyes. Look what happened to your father. Right, I thought. Right, I thought. That's who I should be talking to. My father. And no matter what Simone said, my father got at least 20 years of good high living out of the business. Nobody could argue with that. That's power. To be able to set up your own empire in your neighborhood or even somebody else's neighborhood for that matter. To buy cars, jeeps, trucks, to sport the flyest shit made by top designers every day, to be able to buy property, mansions, and still have apartments on the side, to be able to shit on people before they get a chance to shit on you. That's power. Who could argue with that? A real nigga worked all week. No, no, no. A regular nigga worked all week for change to get to work, plus a beer to forget about how hard he worked. My pops was a major player for a long time. With the benefit of his knowledge, I could make the world kiss my ass. But better than that, but better than he did, because he could now teach me about the mistakes. Let's compare it. 10 years of good living and 20 years of high living versus 60 years of scraping to get enough to get by. Enough said. I told Simone, listen, work on that connect for me. Try to set me up a meeting. Here's a list of what I need for the house. Let's meet here Friday night at 9. I'll pick it up. What about Lachey? Who? I responded, my mind drifting to Santiago. Oh, I don't need her anymore. I can get my evening passes now. I can be out till 11 p.m. So what you gonna do? Whatever she was doing before I got there. I gave Simone a big hug and broke out. She should have gave her a job so then she could always keep her in her corner. But I guess she don't think like that. Because motherfuckers be selfish. That's why. On the bus ride to jail, I organized a clever way to key Santiago into what I was saying without exposing my hand to the guards or phone surveillance. As Santiago had taught me, hold your cards close to your chest. Also, I wouldn't bring up the Dolce issue because that might cause him or even me to get mad, and then I might end up leaving the jail without the information I needed. I would say yes. I'm sorry. I would say yes. I saw Porsche and Mercedes and Lexi. How how oh my God, how were they doing? Fine. Getting big, growing up and going to school. What could I say about mama? Well, it was unusual, but I didn't have an answer up until the time I arrived at Rikers. I'm sorry, I'm starting to fumble on my words. I arrived at Rikers. Went through the checks and searches and the whole process. I still had no answer. Up until the time for me to sign in the book, I sat nervously biting my lip about Mama, a woman who, despite everything, I know Daddy loves so much. Oh, she really needs to write a book about Winter's parents, for real. Like, fuck all that other shit. She need to write about her parents. The guard said, have a seat. I preferred to stand. Somehow I thought I could think better standing up. So I went to the corner of the room and paced back and forth, back and forth. When the guard returned, he said, sorry, Miss Santiago. Ricky Santiago does not want to see anybody today. What? Did you tell him it was me? Did you tell him it was his daughter, Winter Santiago? Yes, I did. I gave him the same name you gave me. What do you mean he doesn't want to see me? What did he say? How did he say it? He didn't say anything. I told him you were here. He shook his head no. He doesn't have to come out. A prisoner has the right to refuse a visit. Tears welled up and splashed out my eyes. The guard said, listen, if you write your name and address on a piece of paper, I could give it to him. Maybe he'll write. As I jotted down my name, address, and phone number, I put on the bottom of the ripped piece of paper, Daddy, please call me right away. I need you badly, Winter. Oh, that is so sad. Santiago is depressed. Shit, I would be too, nigga. I had a mental breakdown when I lost everything. Well, anyway, at the House of Success, everyone asked me what's wrong. I looked at their faces and thought to myself, "You're not my damn family. Don't be trying to act like you care or act like you are." I shut them out and didn't respond. I went to my bed, took off my shoes, and balled up under the covers in my clothes and slept. I slept through the rest of the afternoon, evening, and the night. I slept through the next morning, the next afternoon, and the next evening again. The girls came and went. Can I buy a stogie? Do you have any more perm cream? What time can I get my hair done? Where did you put the catalog? My response was nothing. On the third bedridden morning, Miss Johnson, the social worker, came. If there's a problem, Winter, we can talk about it. We can work it out. I just stared at her face, then rolled my eyes and balled up again. Oh, Winter. By noontime, the psychiatrist came and insisted that I needed a session. Pent up aggression wouldn't solve anything, she said. I had better eat some food or at least drink some water. I said nothing. By 1 o'clock, security came, poked me with the nightstick, and said I had to get dressed and go to the psychiatric office immediately. The rock faced lady man with the big arms made it clear that if I didn't move my ass, she would move me. I got up and went through the motions of preparing to go. Rashida was seated on her bed. She watched me with tears in her eyes. As the guard waited outside the door, Rashida came to me and said, all right, Renee, you don't have to say anything. I can understand it. But whatever happened to you, I've been there before. It's a real bad place to be, but I've been there. It's almost make you wonder if being dead isn't better. But let me just say this. Once I took a bottle of pills because I wanted to die. I figured if I die, no more pain, right? Wrong, she said, answering herself. I ended up on the operating table with the doctor pumping my stomach. A lot of pain. When I got better, there was still pain. So I tried it again. I slashed my wrist with a knife. I figured surefire way to die, right? And when I died, no more pain, right? Wrong. When I woke up, I was in the hospital room with tubes everywhere and stitches in my wrist. When the anesthesia wore off, there was pain for weeks later. I still had a cast, painkillers, and pain. Soon as the pills wore off, there was more pain. Even when I got better, there was pain. Pain's a part of life. That's my point. Pain is a part of life. When it's your time to go, you go. If it's not your time, you don't go. Until then, make the best of it. If you find God, the good in yourself, you can make the most of the pain. Damn, you can make most of the pain. Wait, you can take most of the pain away. And then the few times you get pain, you could just surrender to Allah and the pain will go away. I couldn't connect to what she was saying. The security yelled and said, come on, Santiago, the doctor is waiting. I got up. Rashida said, listen, tonight I'm going to see Sister Souljah speak. She's a real beautiful sister who has helped me understand myself a little more and get it together. If you want to come, I'll take you. My treat. Your treat. It costs money. Oh my God, in the hood. Your treat, it costs money. What the hell you giving her money for? My face was vexed, and Rashida was intimidated by my sudden change in instant anger. I could see if you were going to say it, if you were going to see a show, then at least you could get what you pay for. You're going to listen to somebody talk shit. Soldier gets paid. You get nothing, stupid ass. She looks shocked. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Niggas. She was like, "You don't get shit. You stupid." Rashida looked shocked at the dramatic change in my personality. I guess I'm stupid. I'm a stupid ass for trying to help you. As she left the room, probably just to get away from me, I shouted, "Do me a favor." "Oh, now you need a favor?" "Ask Sister Souljah if she knows somebody named Midnight." Girl, that winter is something the fuck else. My session with the psychiatrist revived me, not because of anything she did, but because of what I did and said. The story I told her just made me laugh inside. That helped her take away some of the depression. Oh my God. So she just went in there, didn't even try to help herself, and just made up some shit? Like, that's completely pointless. Well, she went in there, made up some shit, and it made her laugh on the inside and take away some of the depression that she felt. I told her I had a best friend named Natalie, and ever since childhood, we have been connected. We were so connected that when she cried, I cried. When she was sick, I was sick. When she was happy, I was happy. Even when we were separated, I could still feel Natalie's emotions, and she could feel mine. Natalie had made one of her other friends angry by telling some of her personal business, so the girl beat Natalie unconscious. The reason I was stuck in the bed for 3 days was because I was unconscious like Natalie. Girl. After the story, she asked me 1,000 questions, all of which I answered. I can't repeat my answers because I made them up as I went along and forgot them just the same. That day, I decided I would think of everyone in my family as dead. This made everything easy. It would be me against the world. Simone would be important to me because she was my business connect. I had learned that there was no point in getting personal. It was just a waste of time. As Santiago would say, I mean, everybody knows time is money and money is time. Damn. Simone was on point as usual. She delivered the things. I gave her the loot. "What's wrong with you, Winter?" she asked, as though I was different than normal. "Nothing, just going over the numbers in my head." "What's up with the connect?" "It's not gonna happen. Forget it, Winter. He don't want to get mixed up with no trouble. He got vexed just for me mentioning his business. I told him I could trust you, that you were in for self, but he said that it was hard to believe." Damn. "Any other options?" she said. "I got a couple ideas in my head. Let me work on them." "All right, Simone. So what else is up?" "I'm debating on whether to go to the show tomorrow night or not." I laughed at her. "Your belly kind of out there," I said, looking at her belly. "No, crazy, that's not it. I figure if I'm going to go to a show, I ought to be able to stay awake. This sleeping shit is getting out of control." "Who's performing?" "Wu-Tang." "Let's do it," I said. "What you going to wear?" she asked. "Hey, Saks Fifth Avenue got this dusty pink suede dress with a matching jacket. It's banging. Pick it up for me. I already got the shoes. I was trying to wait for you to get them, but there was only one pair left in my size, and I didn't want anybody else to buy them. If you could cop the dress and the jacket, I'll give you $350 for it. That's a little more than half the price. You got it, Winner. Let's meet at your spot about 9. How we rolling?" "Limo like usual," she said with a half smile. "All right, big timer," she agreed. When I got back to the house, I apologized to everyone for bugging out for the past few days. I told them my mother was hospitalized and very sick. It got me depressed because the doctor said she might not pull through. I saw her today and thank God she was going to be all right. They accepted my apology. I gave them discounts on the shit they needed for the weekend. After the discount, we were all cool again. None of the girls will hold a grudge because they're they had their good days and their bad days too. One by one, girls were leaving on weekend passes. I hung around because Friday night was money night for me. I had a good take. I would have a total of $2,800 saved. Yes, she was chinging in there. Rashida came in and threw shade on me for business purposes. I immediately apologized to her. Rashida came in there and threw shade on her. But for business purposes, I immediately apologized. The truth of the matter is, Rashida was one, maybe two girls in the house who never bought anything from me, never bought anything from me. She didn't borrow money. She didn't ask for shit. However, in business, I know that if a bad feeling throughout spreads about the saleswoman or the product, it can affect others. So I was being scientific about it. Rashida accepted my apology, but not in any way that made me believe things were cool between us. She was cautious, but I rallied, uh, but I rallied her back to a good position, find out something she liked, and provide it to her. On Saturday morning, I went out to the stores. There was really no need for me to shop anymore because Simone could get what I wanted. But nothing could replace the idea of the store along the thrill of being there. I kept my finger on the fashion nerve by always being in and out of the top stores. This made Simone's job easy because I could tell her what I wanted, which store to lift it from, down to the exact section and sometimes the exact rack. I like to keep up the cosmetics, although I didn't need anything besides a little lipstick. My skin was smooth, my lashes were already dark and long. Some of the girls some of the girls I sold shit to had uneven skin and had blotches and some straight up scars, razor cuts they wanted to hide. My being up on the skin remedies, new cosmetic colors, styles, and exclusive shit they could never have known existed meant they would have had to keep coming back. I had packaged my advice, products, and styles like a secret potion that they could only purchase from me. While I was out, I saw a cute pink suede hat that I wanted. It would go perfect with the dress jacket and shoes. I was gonna get Simone to pick it up for me, although I was tempted to buy it myself just in case. Sometimes Simone was slow to answer her beeps. You couldn't blame her because she was usually in the middle of picking something up. Later, I wandered into the shop just to price what I could get for my diamond tennis bracelet, necklace, and earrings in emergency situation. I found out the shop owners were not only thieves, but perverts who made it clear they weren't above fucking me in the back of the room of the shop. $400 was what they offered for a bracelet that cost my father a few thousand. The only good thing was if I got desperate and needed money, I could pick up the $400 and buy the jewels back later. I saw a fat nail design in this Chinese lady shop, so I went in and got my hands redone. She was overcharging. When I asked her when I asked her the price, she could tell from one look in my eyes that she was about $50 over the normal nail design fee. But she was smart. I never seen the same nail designs she was pushing anywhere. So I told myself, hey, she's a businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman. Motherfuckers gotta respect that. I got a fly new design and easily calculated a way to pass this personal expense on my loyal customers at the house. Okay, so we doing this one chapter today because your girl, well, let's see if it's small, then I'll do it. Cause that music is mad distracting, and I gotta get a walk in before the sun sets. I know her chapters ain't that damn long. Oh, they must be this. So yeah, no. I'm gonna do. one chapter tonight, and we'll catch up with old crazy ass Winter sometime next week. Now, Winter getting her little hustle on. I wish she knew how to cultivate that into some ill shit, you know? But anyway, let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel about little Miss Badass Winter around this motherfucker? She done made $2,800. I know that's right. I'm about to pull the same shit. Ooh, but I'll tell y'all about that in another video. Or anywhere. Share if you care, share if you dare, especially if you're a Care Bear. And I'm out this mug. Peace, love, and hair grease and all that jazz. Peace.